Hello and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm Deanna and I'm on an adventure to lose over 100 pounds. In this series, we're talking about the ABCs of weight loss, and in today's video, we're talking about the letter B. I'm going to choose a word or a couple of words or a few words and talk about those words and how they relate to weight loss. So let's get started. Okay, before we get started, I want to apologize for the noise sounds outside. I live on a busy street and my microphone is broken, so we get some extra noises, and so I apologize to you for all the noise. Also, before we get started, I just want to say that I am just a person on a weight loss journey. I am no expert, and these are just kind of my thoughts on what I think about these words. And I'm so guilty of all of the things that I talk about, and today especially I am guilty of falling into, well, you'll get it once I get into the word. So the first word for the letter B is blame, and specifically I want to talk about blaming others and outside things for issues in our weight loss journey. And I want to talk about that more because blaming yourself is a whole other issue and thing that needs its whole entire other video. But I specifically want to talk about blaming others. So we blame our husbands, our wives, our partners, our kids, our coworkers, our parents, our friends. We tend to, at some point in time, blame others for our actions or inaction. We interpret other people's actions into something that they are not at all intending. And I gotta stop here and say that this is kind of like an overgeneralization, and I understand that there are instances where there are some people who are directly trying to sabotage you, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about some of these instances where that's not what they're trying to do. I do understand that there are some instances where that is going on, but that's not what this is about. Let me give you an example of what this is about. So, my husband, nearest and dearest to my heart, he, I blame him. I blame him for, things that go wrong on my weight loss journey, and it's not fair of me to do so. So I love to blame my husband. For instance, he likes to go out for happy hour after work occasionally, and he's actually pretty predictable about it. I can tell by the day of the week or how long it's been since we've last been, or different things like that on if he's gonna want to go or not. But it's very easy once we're there for me to blame him if I consume beverages that are outside of what my allotment for the day is, or what I had on my plan, or whatever it may be. Because had he not wanted to go, well, I wouldn't have been faced with that decision, so surely it's his fault. Now I could have been prepared for this because, like I said, he's predictable. I know that it's going to happen. I could have done some visualization techniques to figure out how I want to handle the situation. There are a lot of different choices that I could have made. I could have just had some water. There are choices that I could have made. But instead, I turn around, and because I made a bad choice, a bad decision, something that's not in line with my goals is a better way of putting it, I want to automatically go and blame him for those choices and those decisions. He's not sabotaging me. He's not trying to be unsupportive. He just wants to get out of the house for a little while. It's not all about me. Sometimes it's about him and what his needs are and what his wants are. And maybe those needs and wants aren't in line with my goals. So either I can go and be supportive of what his needs and wants are, or I can not go. and be supportive of what my goals are. Or I can be supportive and go and make choices that are in line with what my goals are while I'm there. I don't need to automatically just jump right into that whole blame. When we place blame, we've given up control of the situation. But when we take responsibility, when we take ownership for that, now we've given space to find a solution. How are we going to get over this roadblock? How are we going to get over this detour? That's why weight loss is called an adventure or a journey, because we're going to hit these roadblocks and we're going to hit these detours, and we need to find ways to get out of those situations, ways to solve for them, ways to make it be in line with what we want. So I'm going to give another example. And again, I'm going to use my husband, and poor guy. He shouldn't get such, hard rap, but that's who I'm around all the time, so. So, my loving husband, he goes to the store and he brings home a candy bar for himself. And of course, he brings one home for me as well. Well, past behavior before Deanna was on a weight loss adventure, if he went to the store and he got a candy bar and he didn't bring me one, what do you think I was going to say about that? Do you think I would have something negative to say? Well, after years of being married and saying, well, where's my candy bar? Now he knows that I'm on a weight loss journey, but he also knows that in the past he's gotten in trouble if he didn't bring me home a candy bar. So he brings me home a candy bar. It's not because he's trying to sabotage my weight loss efforts. Of course I'm going to blame him for it. Of course I'm going to say that I wouldn't have eaten that candy bar if he wouldn't have brought it home. Of course it's his fault. Of course. I'm going to blame him for bringing the candy bar home. But he was only trying to do what I had trained him to do for years, because he would get in trouble if he didn't bring me a candy bar home. He wasn't trying to be supportive. He was just trying to stay out of the doghouse. But I want to interpret that automatically. Dude, you know I'm on a weight loss journey. You know that I'm trying to lose weight. Why are you bringing me home candy bars? So from their perspective, from somebody else's perspective, they're trying to do something kind and loving and generous for you. But we want to jump to conclusions, and we want to say that you're sabotaging me. We want to put the blame on them. We don't want to say that I had control. We don't want to take ownership of those choices that we make. Blaming other people is so much easier than taking ownership, because once we take that ownership, then we have to ask, why did I make that decision? Why did I make that choice? We blame our coworkers for bringing food into the office. We blame them for wanting to go out to eat. We blame them for a lot of various different things. But really, we need to take ownership for our actions. We need to take responsibility for the choices that we make. Karen just wanted some donuts, and she didn't want to eat the donuts alone. So she bought some for the whole office. Thanks, Karen. That was very kind of you. So let me know down in the comments below, who have you blamed lately because you didn't want to take ownership of your actions? We blame the cookies for calling our name. Cookies can't call your name. They don't have a voice. Whenever you say cookies are calling my name, you are giving over your control to cookies. Like I said at the very beginning, oh, am I guilty of this so hard, so many times? I place the blame on other people, other objects, the weather, the pandemic, traffic. And that's not even going into the other things like I'm too stressed, I'm tired, my period, I stubbed my toe, all of those different things. That's a whole other video. What I'm trying to say here is that by blaming others and not taking control, we're delaying our ability to solve this problem in the future. We're not taking the time to explore different avenues on ways that we can overcome these roadblocks and detours and obstacles. Take ownership and stop placing blame on other people whenever ultimately it's up to you to make the choices. It's up to you to make the decisions. So let me know down in the comments, who have you blamed recently for sabotaging your weight loss efforts, and Was there a different way that you could have interpreted their actions? Was there a different perspective? Was there a different way to see it? Or was it 100% their fault? They made you do it. So now, before we get on to the next word, this is the point in time that if you're still here, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell so you know whenever I post. We're going to be doing this series all the way to the letter Z, and I'm also on a weight loss adventure, so if you want to follow me for that, you're going to need to click that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a part of the family, and thank you for being here. So blame was deep. Blame was a deep word, and we need to do something a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun. My favorite B word is actually believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities to control what foods you put in your mouth. Believe that you have the ability to make good choices. Believe in your commitment and your motivation and your dedication. Believe that you have all the willpower that you need. And believe that you will reach your goals. Believe. And if you don't believe, I believe. I believe in you. I believe in your strength. I believe in your desire. I believe in your commitment. I believe in your dedication. I believe in you. So when you can't believe, I do. I know that we all have it within us. I know that it has tough times, but I also know that it has amazing, joyous times too. And the next joy is right around the corner, so if you're struggling right now, it's okay. Believe that you're going to hit that next milestone. Believe that you can do this. Just believe. Believe. I believe. I'm going to end with that quote from Buddha because it really touched me, and I think it still holds true. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. What you feel, you attract. That's part of believing. Feel the belief. Feel it. Was the B word that you were thinking about covered in today's video? Let me know down in the comments below. If it wasn't, leave me that word. Maybe we'll do it in the next series. Do you have a C word in mind that you think that I'm going to cover in next week's video? Let me know that in the comments as well. I can tell you one thing, it's not going to be the word calories, because I am not the person to tell you how many calories you should or should not be eating. I'm also not going to tell you what foods you should be or should not be eating, or when or how to exercise. That's not my thing. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye.